knowledge. May you wear the crown of double honor, and for all the days of your life, let no man, let no woman, let no demon, let no one great or small dishonor you. For all the days of your life, the Lord renew you in strength, and let grace be extended unto you. Let mercy abound towards you, and let your strength and your days be multiplied, and be as an eagle, soar as an eagle, roar as a lion. Kadula kawasala, hey, yetukum silima tala. And above all, anyone that strive with us and contend with us at the gate of authority, at the seat of power, anyone who strive and contend with your people, Heavenly Father, exercising divine authority, anyone that takes our name and our picture to a shrine, to an altar for evil, let it backfire on them. Let it backfire in the name of Jesus. Anyone that speak ill and evil of your people, let their tongue be silenced. Let their tongue cleave to the root of their mouth. Anyone that speak evil of us, let their voice be discredited and silenced. Discredited and silenced. Anyone that imagine ill or evil of us by divine authority on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, according to the scriptures, as this is written, I command, let it boomerang, boomerang, boomerang. Which one's gonna say boomerang, 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 boomerang? We intercept the waster. We waste the waster. We oppose opposition. In the name of Jesus, we resist the resistor. Thank you, Lord. As you live here, I declare you will not be wasted. Let the waster be wasted. Let every opposition be opposed. Let every resistance break. Live here with the upper hand. Have dominion. And now we send the blood of Jesus to your father's house, to your mother's house, to your background. Anything that lifts up his head against you, in the name of Jesus, we ground it in the blood of Jesus. We ground it in the name of Jesus. Above all, any condition, pattern and cycles that are contrary to the will of God, to the word of God, to the plan of God for your life, today on the grounds of the blood of Jesus, we intercept it. Which one's gonna say interception, interception, intercept, interception, interception, interception? We intercept, intercept, intercept contradiction. We intercept contradiction. We command you in the name of Jesus as more than a conqueror. Tell somebody, I declare that you are more than a conqueror. Tell two people, I declare that you are more than a conqueror.
Tanumo onunchoni ha odangma chiechele wekun oyanutumo osolimo jiake ubaona ni aya baba shushu. Amen.
What I believe. See his sunshine is all around us, and there are beautiful clouds where you are. That's how I know that these worries will not last. I can see you've been crying and staying wide awake, asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay to let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Can't have more. Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 ba-dum, 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 la, 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 ba-dum, 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 la, 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 ba-dum, 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 la, 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 la. Around the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. Oh, oh.
And I now give the floor to Her Excellency Madame Rita Odolesowa, Deputy Minister of Local Government and Religious Affairs of Ghana.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Ghana welcomes this high-level meeting as an important milestone in accelerating implementation of the new urban agenda towards 2036. We commend the United Nations for convening this platform to review progress, identify gaps, and renew global commitment at this midpoint. Over the past decade, Ghana has made steady progress through strong national leadership, decentralized governance, and evidence-based planning led by the National Development Planning Commission and the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs. Multidimensional poverty declined from 24.9% in 2024 to 21.9% in 2025. Access to basic services remains high, with 96.9% access to water, 94.8% to electricity, and 63.4% to sanitation. These gains have been supported by social protection programs, including LEAP, the National Health Insurance Scheme, and the School Feeding Program, as well as key reforms such as the Land Act and the Affirmative Action Act. We have also strengthened urban governance, economic productivity, and institutional performance through digital systems, skills development, and private sector participation. However, progress has not kept pace with rapid urbanization. Housing remains our most pressing challenge. Ghana faces a housing deficit of more than 1.8 million units, while up to 37% of urban population lives in informal settlements. Ghana is focused on 4 priority actions to accelerate delivery of the new urban agenda. First, scaling affordable and inclusive housing through implementation of the 2024 Housing Profile Recommendations and the National Slum Upgrading and Prevention Strategy. Second, strengthening integrated urban development and spatial planning through the National Urban Policy 2026 to 2035. Third, expanding urban infrastructure and local economic development through initiatives such as the Ghana Secondary Cities Program, GARRET Project, the Smart SDGs Program, and the Sustainable Cities Program. Fourth, advancing climate resilience and economically sustainable cities while strengthening urban governance, institutional capacity, coordination, and data systems, including the operationalization of a Ghana Urban Observatory. Looking ahead, Ghana reaffirms its commitment to accelerating implementation. We will scale up affordable housing and slum upgrading, strengthen local government fiscal capacity, expand sustainable urban financing, integrate climate resilience into planning and infrastructure, and enhance data systems and digital governance. These efforts will be pursued in partnership with our development partners, the private sector, and local communities. Ghana underscores the importance of stronger international cooperation. We call for increased and predictable financing for housing and urban development, direct access to climate finance for cities, and expanded technical and multilateral collaboration. In conclusion, Ghana remains firmly committed to ensuring that our cities provide adequate housing, basic services, resilience, and opportunity for all, ensuring that no one and no place is left behind. Thank you.
Integrity must be nurtured across the entire ecosystem of governance and public life. That is why the NACAP talked about the curriculum in schools. Because at this stage, some of you are, you reach a stage that if you try to bend the stick, it will what? It will break. It will just snap. But when you start them young and training them, I think they can save us. And many of you who rush your children abroad to study, I beg you, you don't love your children. Because you know you are going to lose them. It's when they study here and get to a stage of maturity and they want to advance, and they're going to do masters, PhD, and that kind of thing, then you have hope that they will come back. Those you carry as babies and send there, they don't even come to your funeral. It's true. They don't know you. They don't have any attachment. They don't like your country. There is no patriotism there. They don't know what is a family. Because over there, there's nothing like that. If there's something smelling in the house, they call the law enforcement with that, hey, there's some scent coming from this flat. They go there and the carriers will pick the body, and that's the end. And you send them to go and be there. Please, I beg you, let's change our ways.
Mr. Speaker, Lenacapavir, an injectable and represents a first-in-class pre-exposure prophylaxis having a novel mechanism of action and a long half-life, making it ideal for infrequent dosing. It is indicated as a prevention for adults and adolescents clients who are HIV-1 negative and perceive themselves to be at risk of acquiring HIV. Lenacapavir has been included in the National PrEP guidelines as one of the long-acting injectable antiretroviral medicines as part of the policy guideline readiness and preparation for its introduction and use in Ghana. Additionally, Lenacapavir has been quantified and included in the GC8 funding proposal, which has just been submitted to the Global Fund for review and consideration. It is anticipated that it will be available for use in Ghana in the second half of 2027 through the global funding mechanisms. However, government will continue to explore other funding opportunities, particularly domestically, to augment the global funding mechanisms for its introduction if funding becomes available. Thank you.
Any further question?
I will conclude by saying this report is now being recommended to the plenary by consensus, and I expect you to rise up and trigger the standing orders to ask for a vote. If you don't, I assume that it's okay. It is at that point that you give all your reasons why you are dissenting. But if I say that we are recommending it to the floor and you sit there, you don't say anything, and then we'll get home. And this morning, I now received messages from the ranking member who was not at the meeting, asking me to telling me that he's not approving it. So if I say majority now, how many majority, how many minority? You cannot assume that every member of the majority will support the bill, the agreement. And you cannot also assume that every member of the minority will go against it. But the vote will declare that. We don't have that. So on what basis are we asking for majority and providing all the reasons why some people have dissented? That is the problem.
Yes, Deputy Man.
There was a committee meeting that at the committee meeting some concerns were raised. Explanations were given. And at the end of the meeting, there was no indication that one side was voting against the conclusions of the committee or what the committee was to present to the House. But after the meeting, one side decided that they were against. But the decision was not at the meeting. So once the decision was not at the meeting, that cannot be captured as a conclusion of the meeting. That cannot be captured as a conclusion of the meeting, because at the meeting you did not object to the conclusion being by consensus. Because if you objected to the conclusion being by consensus, the proper standing orders would have applied. But if afterwards, as a caucus, you thought that you had objections, I don't know under what procedures of our standing order, your afterthoughts should be captured as part of the reports of a committee. So please, if you want to vote against it, you can still vote against it. Because we're not going to vote on the report. You can still vote against the report. But you cannot force the chairman to come here and amend the report to say that it was not by consensus. Because after the meeting, you change your mind. Because it's obvious that you change your mind after the meeting. So I plead with you, let's proceed. You have given a clear indication that you are going to vote against the adoption of the report. You have advanced your reasons why you are objecting to the adoption of the report. I will once again plead with you that in the summation by the Deputy Minister for Finance, maybe he will provide some explanations. But let me just indicate that we are not to approve a procurement. If we were to approve a procurement, definitely we will be interested in how much are we procuring the item at. We are here to act in compliance with the Public Financial Management Act, which this Parliament passed. And in Section 33, we said that any agency that intends to commit this country beyond 1 year, that person should come to this Parliament for approval to go and make the commitment. That's all we are supposed to do as a House. And obviously, this is a transaction that is going to exceed 1 year. So it's a multi-year commitment. And the rules are that you come to this House for authorization to proceed to go and procure. So I don't understand why there is a demand that we should know the price at which we are procuring the item today. I also don't understand why we are being told that we must have a clear indication how much it will cost us. Because it is when you procure that you will know how much it will cost you. So I really am at a loss, the basis of these objections. But you have a right to object. You have a right to oppose. The soundness of your opposition is up to you. But what we are approving today is to authorize the finance minister to go and procure a service provider for the implementation of this program for years beyond 1 year, so that the government can continue to pay for several years. The report is clear, and it says that, and let me read the conclusion, which I think is where we should all pay attention to. The committee, however, emphasizes that the anticipated benefits will depend on transparent procurement. I think where you should apply your energies is to ensuring that the Public Procurement Act is complied with, so that the procurement is transparent. Effective contract management. So a lot of the issues that you have raised relate to effective contract management. Robust cyber security safeguards. These are issues that will feed into the price at which the service is procured. Sustained stakeholder engagement, adequate public education, and continuous monitoring and evaluation. Many of the issues that you have raised relate to these issues that the committee says it is at that stage that a lot of the questions that you have asked can be answered. So I plead with you that let's abandon this insistence that the chairman must amend the report, because what he reported is what actually happened at the meeting. What happened after the meeting is not part of the report of the meeting. It's not part of the report of the meeting. And I plead with you to reconsider your position to oppose this, because this is implementing a legislation passed by the NPP administration, a proposal of the NPP administration, which is being implemented today because we agree with it. And a service provider has to be procured to be able to implement this policy framework. So please, colleagues, let us adopt this report, let us grant the approval, and let us pay attention rather to the procurement, to ensuring that there is competitiveness, to ensuring that there is transparency, and to ensuring that it complies with the Public Procurement Act. If that is done, many of the concerns that you are raising will be adequately addressed in the procurement process. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Yes. I understand exactly the argument that is being made by the majority leader. But if I understand the application that was made to you by the honorable member of Okere, it was specific. The specificity of this question was that, why is it that the report did not carry the proceedings of the committee? I think that was the clarity that the guidance he was seeking from you, and not to lecture us on how these things. I think it's a diversionary. What we need is that, why was the report not having the proceedings of the meeting and the views that have been expressed by members of the committee? I think that was exactly the guidance that is being sought by the member from Okere. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, these issues, it's very difficult for us to take a decision on the issues that you've raised, because the standing orders are very detailed on the procedure of committees at the level of consideration of matters referred to the committee. And many of these things you are raising are things that should have happened at the committee level. And we are clear in the standing orders. The functions of the chairman, the members, the clerk to the committee, they are all stated there. And you see that 2682 says the chairman shall A, promote consensus on matters under consideration at the committee. That's the first one. So the focus of all chairmen is always to promote consensus. And then they are to be impartial, that is B, fair and firm in any matter in the performance of functions of a chairperson in these orders. And C says, protect and preserve the rights of members. That's the focus of chairmen. And then when you go to the other provisions, you see how members are given the liberty, your rights to express your opinions, to even submit reports at the committee level. And then the chairman is to let you decide on each report, including the chairman's own report. And then at the end of it, put the question. So when you don't follow these things, and you now come to a floor and you raise them, it becomes very difficult for the House. Because even at the voting level, 284 is clear. It says a decision at committee shall ordinarily be by consensus. Which meant that if you don't raise those things at the committee level, the chairman will take it that it's by consensus. When you raise them and you submit reports, and then you go through the procedure of voting, then the chairman is in a position to see whether at the end of the day, the final question is majority decision or consensus. So when you don't follow that and you come to the floor, plenary session, it becomes difficult for us to take these decisions. we can only put the question at the end of the day for the House to decide. And that is what, as a Speaker, I can only guide you, and I'll put the question. Yes, Deputy Minority Whip.
Mr. Speaker, leadership is left with leadership to conclude. The majority.
Mr. Speaker, as the Majority Leader rightly mentioned, this transaction is based on an act passed by the MPP administration in 2018. And so we on this side will be the last to oppose it. But, Mr. Speaker, you also recall that when the Minister for Finance appeared here, he mentioned that even in operationalizing this, he will want the ranking member of the Committee of Finance to be part of the Oversight Committee. And he praised the MPP administration for this. So it's not something that ordinarily we will oppose. But, Mr. Speaker, there's a process for the multi-year commitment. And with your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, before a multi-year commitment is requested for, the ministry that is requesting for it has an idea or the model of what it wants to do, the global costs, and the multi-year fiscal implications. So usually they will do a schedule that this will take 6 years. Each year, this is how much it costs. That schedule and the global amount, even who the contractor is known before the multi-year commitment is applied for. Mr. Speaker, what is different in this instance is that there have been no such disclosures to Parliament. But Parliament is being asked to give a blank check to the ministry to go and procure. And it is that we are saying is very inappropriate. If we do that respectfully, Mr. Speaker, it is our considered view that we'll be operating as a rubber stamp. What we will pray our colleagues on the majority side to do is not to rush this through, rather let us stand it down. And Mr. Speaker, with your good offices and your powers, let them provide this information. How many years are we committing the Republic of Ghana to? What is the annual fiscal implication we are committing the Republic of Ghana to? Who are we giving this job to even? Because that information is available. It will be a travesty if they rather tell this House that they don't know, yet they want a blank check. Parliament cannot be given this sort of blank check for procurement to take place. It has some implications, and I'll end with this. The annual fiscal implications may constrict fiscal space a lot more if we don't know it and we are proving it. It could also bring contingent liability in the years down the line if we don't even bother to discuss the figures. And so our recommendations are, let's stand down this motion, let Parliament request for these details. There's no need to be in haste. Let's get these details, and then, Mr. Speaker, all of us can support for what we believe will help this country in the end. I thank Mr. Speaker for your indulgence.
Mr. Speaker, as much as development and building a country is a process, not event, and that calls for most of these things to be done as a country to enhance our chance of attaining our long-term goal as a country in terms of economic resilience, growth, and stability and sustainability. We need to do things in a way that will not rather provide cyclical defect and put in place strategic drift. Mr. Speaker, in the first place, as stated in the report 6, minority view, minority in the meeting did not say that by obligation they have to pay the arrears before proceeding or embarking on this transition or policy transition. Mr. Speaker, our position was that there is a controversy. And what is the controversy? The controversy is that a service provider has been...
And to say that today, when we started the debate on the mid-year fiscal policy review, Honorable Abena Osei-Asare, a former deputy minister and a former minister of state at the Ministry of Finance, made a statement about the performance of VAT. She lamented that VAT is not performing as everybody would expect. And we agree. It is in response to this that we are in this House to seek your approval to bring an intervention that will help us improve on our VAT collections. Mr. Speaker, it is known that our VAT gap in this country over the last several years has been about 60%. What that means is that we are collecting only about 40% of the VAT that we are supposed to collect. It means 60% of our potential VAT collections are not being realized by the state. And in 2025, that was estimated at about 14% of GDP. Mr. Speaker, in response to this, government was in this House in 2025 to pass the VAT Amendment Act that we all know has contributed significantly to this. Finance Minister Ato Forson had cause to give praise to the previous MPP administration for passing this tax law in 2018. And in fact, that is one of the few good things that we can credit the previous administration for. And Mr. Speaker, he also mentioned that to enhance the implementation of this program, we have sought your leave to have the chairman and ranking members of the finance committee, to actually the finance and budget committees, to form an oversight committee to see to the implementation of this program. And I chair that committee, and I can say with all certainty that we are getting good inputs from people like Honorable Kweku Kwarteng and others who were there and sought to the enactment of the legislation that we need to implement this program. Mr. Speaker, when Honorable Yabuama was speaking, he made mention of the existence of EVAT program and said that a service provider was engaged to provide that service. What he didn't add is that that was a multi-year service provision that failed to come to this House. So that is alien to this House. We do not want to continue with illegality. And so we are coming to this House for you to approve this for us. He also mentioned that we have not, or we did not indicate why we are replacing the EVAT program. But Mr. Speaker, if you look at the memo that we brought to this House, which was referred to the Finance Committee, on paragraph 9, let me take from paragraph 10. It says that although the EVAT system was introduced in 2022 and progressively rolled out, compliance challenges persist, especially in business-to-consumer sectors reliant on manual cash regimes. It went further to say that the current EVAT integration relies heavily on the taxpayers' POS system being fully compliant and connected.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 30th of July, 2026. My name is Aldumor. Once again, I want to say that thank you very much for tuning to the show. I want to say a big thanks to Almighty God for making it possible for us to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that matter to you and I. So our guest will be joining us shortly to have a conversation. But I want to say a big thanks to you as well for tuning in every day from 7 a.m. to 9:55 for us to talk about Ghana. Now, one of the reasons why you choose this platform is because of the quality of the guests and the quality of the conversation and perhaps the quality of the moderation. And we intend to only make it better. We only intend to improve it. That's the thing. We're not ready to lower standards. The least we can do is to maintain the standards that have been set over the last 25 years. Anyway, I'll go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting, as we always do, and then we can bring in our guest. I'll start with the Daily Graphic. Now, the Daily Graphic this morning is reporting that Supreme Court, so it says internal party election, Supreme Court bans delegate voting. Ghana Gabon, deepen ties, President accept reciprocal visit invitation. There's facts behind the MIF's solid performance. There's OSP has delegated authority to prosecute Supreme Court rules. And that's with the Daily Graphic for today. The Ghanaian Times says that Supreme Court upholds OSP prosecutorial powers. Ghana Gabon decries xenophobia, commits to African integration. Ethical leadership key to fighting corruption. Asin Kushi, Paramount Chief. SC landmark ruling. All card-bearing members can vote. NDC MPP welcome decision. Throne Day 2026, celebrating a nation's transformation under the leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI. That's here on the front page of today's Ghanaian Times. Now, the Daily Guide this morning says, Court halts Kwadwo Sarfo Kantanka burial. Ghana must export mining innovation, not just minerals. Alhaji Ali Ibrahim. Deep freezer, TV, cash, boiled eggs, party delegate system banned. Vanya Boa jailed 85 months in the US over $10 million romance scam. OSP has power to prosecute, according to the Supreme Court. The Insight says the legacy debt, Ghana saves $250 million from power deal renegotiations. Double track system to end within 24 months, Haruna Idrisu. South Africa's economy hit by migrant exodus. As GSA dismisses false recruitment claims. Bay's movement donates to churches, vows commitment to national development. And as 150 years on, Veep Hill's judiciary says is Ghana's democratic anchor. The Herald, it says that ECG's $170 million wants 170 million cities unapproved spending under Dubik Mahama uncovered. Fresh accountability questions confront Jinapo, Ayene and others. And there's Wuntumi lawyers appeal 20-year illegal mining conviction. Goldfields insists 74% of Takwa mine revenue stays in Ghana. Highlights 8.88 billion cedis local procurement with 6.58 billion cedis going to supplies in Takwa. Sleeping, FDA confiscate fish processed under unhygienic conditions after viral video. The Chronicle says that Ashanti region backs Eugene Entry as next NPP General Secretary, and Kasiem residents warn contractor to stay off community mining concession. And then there is an editorial that says Energy Minister must resign or be reshuffled. Daily Post says that Supreme Court unanimously upholds special prosecutors' power, and in fact powers, and then the Supreme Court declares political party delegate system unconstitutional. University of Ghana receives 2,000 laptops to advance 1 million coders initiative, and there's a Life Care Technology donates advanced medical equipment to Ghana Medical Trust Fund to boost specialist health care. Business and Financial Times, machinery cost drive construction inflation in June. Rabotech targets first owned mine as project pipeline hits $1.8 billion. Indigenous contractor expands across West Africa, eyes transition from services to mine ownership. Oil and gas will Voltairean, or the Voltairean Basin drilling finally begin in Q4. I think it's a Voltairean Basin actually. Drilling finally begin in Q4. And then there's Pangi, Blackstar Africa acquire majority stake in Eden Tree, and the fisheries sector fears protracted validity of EU yellow card. MetroTVOnline.com has just one group in Ghana Scholarly Society United turn to turn African research into business solutions. The stakeholders call for collective action to address growing indiscipline in schools. And there's Honorable Opong Fosu calls for national unity, brain gain in address to Ghanaian diaspora at Chicago, Ghana Fest. And as NSA salutes Zinabu Issa's historic Commonwealth Games silver as Ghana's para team continues medal quest. James Jadadzi wins men's 200 meters heat at Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games. And as AMA arrests Coco Nosela for using walkway as trading and storage space. All right. So I guess that that's it for the newspaper and the online review. Stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'll let you in on my guest shortly. That's after telling you what the quote cards are saying. And so Kel from MetroTVOnline.com says government should come clean and open up on takeover. That's Colin Sadumako Mensah's MP for the Ifija Kwabre North constituency. And then Kwesi Pratt, he says that why are we still fixated on thermal generation of power? Okay. Still with what the quote card is saying, and there's also petroleum prices expected to increase from August 1 according to COPEC. All right, so that's Hayford. Yes, that's Hayford Adai. Sorry, it's a personal. Sorry about that. All right, so I guess that would have to. Yes. All right, so, sorry, there's a bit of a technical hitch. We'll sort it out. So stay with us. It's Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, aim to serve a peculiar health need.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Chaco toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Chaco toothpaste. Kel Chaco toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Chaco's natural ingredients, and a bomb is a hobby, a manis rain, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will bedroom.
Kel Chaco toothpaste. Choose Kel Chaco toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
From the rich soils of Ghana, our farmers grow the finest ingredients. We clean, hand select, and carefully craft into bold, unforgettable flavors. And when you open our little bag of big taste, it's pure, bold, unforgettable flavor bursting in every bite. Enjoy the goodness, made with big care. This advert is FDA approved.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack.
EduPack?
Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Remember that today the show is going to end at 9:30 because the school's homecoming will be coming up next. Kwesi and his team will be bringing you or taking you back to how, you know, secondary school used to be like, whether you were with the old system or the new system. They're going to be reliving the past. They're going to be reminiscing and talking about, more importantly, what the products of those schools have done for their alma mater, what they've given back to their alma mater, and so on and so forth. So Kwesi will be joining me at 9:30 to give you a foretaste, or to give you a sense, or to give you an idea of what to expect when he takes over from me at 9:30. So we'll make do with the time that we have for now, which is like, 8 o'clock? So we have like 1.5 hours to treat about 2 topics. My guest will help me with that. The thing about politicians is that they always need a lot of time. Their time is always not enough because they have a lot to say. So Awan Mohammed is with me here. He is a member of the MPP's communications team. He is he's a very good friend of mine, and he's with us here on the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
My brother, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
And how's the family? How's everybody?
Yes, Alhamdulillah, everyone is fine.
Good, man.
Just that I slept in Dumso.
I know.
I was in Kumasi 3 days ago. We slept in Dumso.
Yeah.
I came last night, and I met Dumso. This morning while I was coming,
the lights are off.
I bought fuel, and the cheapest diesel you can get in the market is 17.7. When Akufo-Addo was living, it was 15.6. That was the highest.
Yeah.
So I didn't really plan to wear this morning, but I have to wear it because almost all the shirts I wanted to wear were creased, so I couldn't really iron them. That's a reality. So if ECG is watching me, off Anchor, we still do not have light. Even this morning, as I came, and my wife told me 3 days ago it went off, and it's still not back.
Yeah.
And our problem is that even the water, because we pump the water in the house.
Yeah.
So definitely we don't have water,
right,
and we don't have electricity as well.
Right.
I know this is a big platform. When I mention it, ECG, off Anchor,
right,
we don't have light.
Well, the factors of the matter is that the situation has improved as compared to what we witnessed yesterday. You know, they went off yesterday around 3 a.m. thereabouts. Even when you read the GridCo statement, we're told exactly the time that the lights went out. And it appears that there's been some steady and gradual improvement in terms of a lot more areas are getting electricity, but we don't know the extent of the recovery. Because what I'm saying is basically anecdotal. I see lights, you know, in certain areas, but I don't know that 40% recovery, 10%, 15%.
Because last night I was at ESFM.
Right.
And they also didn't have lights.
I know.
At the time I left there around 10 p.m.
Wow, so the generators were on?
Yes.
Yes. It affected us yesterday, actually, technically. And I noticed yesterday in the afternoon, there's a very popular, I don't want to mention, there's a very popular afternoon show. They actually even came around, they usually will start around 2.
Yes.
But it started around 3:30 because some of the machines had blown off and so on. You know, so I think about power. Power is alive. Is a lifeline
and again,
to
this is the time that we're paying higher for power.
I know.
we're paying around 28% in the last 1 year for electricity alone. And we're paying 1 city Dumso levy. We're told that at least if we're able to pay the 1 city, we'll be able to at least have stable electricity, even though we did not bequeath this government Dumso. But they told us that they envisage this will come, so they are charging us 1 cedi per liter. And when you put the taxes that they had abolished, about 3 of them, when you put everything together, COVID-19, betting, and e-levy, if you put it together, the amount of money the Dumso levy is generating is far bigger than the 3 put together. But why do we have to still pay for darkness?
Well, yesterday, if you listen to, and of course, unless of course we have any contrary evidence to counter what they've said, but the explanation they gave was that there's been a trip in one of the substations, one of the major substations, that has affected all of us.
So what has affected the entire country?
Yes, that's
one substation. I'm not an engineer, but one substation affected the entire country. One substation has affected the entire country, because I spoke to someone in WA, and even on social media, you saw everyone, to the extent that they even admitted that it was countrywide. So if really the entire country, one substation, then if it becomes 2, it means we'll be in darkness for like a week. All
right, so let's. I want us to look at a very important matter. I mean, you have contested elections before, isn't it?
Yes.
In what capacity?
Was
it constituency? At what level? Constituency, regional?
National.
Oh, national.
National. 4 years ago, I contested for National Nasara coordinator.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I probably shouldn't have even been asking you this. Yes. And how expensive was it?
Very.
Do you recall how much you had to spend?
I don't, because if I started calculating, but at a point in time I had to stop. Just like when you're doing a household expenditure, you don't calculate, because if you calculate, you think that where is this money coming from? And so initially when I started, I started writing them down. But when I did 2 regions, I felt that no, I can't just be writing this because it will give you BP. So in my case, I moved to every single constituency. It is only the Upper East that I met them at the regional office. And the Northern region, I demarcated into 2. I met one group in Tamale and another group in Yendi for the Eastern Corridor. But the rest of the country, I went to every single constituency.
As a politician, when you nurse an ambition, and you're given the clearance, both politically and legally, by whichever organization or state institutions to contest, do you put down, say for instance, do you put up a budget? As in how much you intend to raise to be able to prosecute this campaign, and where to get the monies from? And what to actually spend the monies on? So 3 things: where to get the money from, what to spend the money on, and where to get the monies from. Do you put that on paper?
Yes, you have to do that before you even declare.
So in your case, how much did you estimate and I'm building up, and I'm sure you have an idea where I'm driving I'm headed. So in your case, for instance, unless of course I don't want to personalize it, let me not personalize it, but because you are here, and I'm not saying this because I'm suggesting by the stretch of anybody's imagination that you're corrupt. Far from that. I'm just saying that because the thing about politics is that it's friends will come around and say, got 50 Ghana, got 100 Ghana, and then you keep going. Only 1 year, say, make a few, because some of the donations come in kind, some in cash. But do you, when you and your team sat down, when you came up with the budget, did it nearly discourage you?
No, because when you have the vision and you think there is a firepower and you think you will be able to win, I don't think there's no budget that is scary.
Okay.
It depends on your association and relationship with people. Because I believe that if you come up with the idea that I want to contest, for instance, even as I sit right now, there was a poll, even though I didn't declare that I will contest this time around, but there was a poll that was conducted. The constituency executive will confirm this. My name was added as Nasara coordinator.
Okay.
I pulled 65% of the.
Really?
Yes, I pulled 65%.
Credible
the person
polls?
who came. Yes, credible from the party. The party did it.
Okay. Internal polls.
Internal. Yes, internal. I pulled 65%. The person who came second has 16%, but he had declared and has started campaigning. You get it. So when you see something like this and they are calling you to contest, you know that you have the support of the base first. Then you use your association to really get the necessary resources so that you'll be able to do that. On hindsight, I might not be going to every constituency if I am stepping into contest again. Because initially I was not a known person, so to speak. They did not know me internally. So I wanted to touch base and get one-on-one connection with them. Today, about 70% of them are back. So I do not need to go to these constituencies again. I have their numbers on my phone. We chat. For 4 years, I didn't sleep. So I know they are there. So now I might do regional or break some regions into some clusters so that I could meet them. In our case, there are only two people in the context. So yes, it's true. When you look at it, it is when you do not see the way forward. It is when you think, I'll go and squander all these monies without winning. That is when it gets scary. And again, you see, you can budget any amount, but actuals is very important. The last day, you know, there are a lot of operations on the last day. We will not really shy away or lie about this, that the last day is very important. In my case, on the last day, those who promised me that we will not give you anything this time around, but we'll give you money for the last day, disappointed me. So I did not really get the resources to do the last day operations.
Wow.
So my leverage was on the TESCON people. Because at a point, majority of the TESCON people were with me because I contested with people who had never been to tertiary institution before. And they felt that this is our role model. And a former SRC president, now in mainstream, and they are also in the universities, nursing training and so on. Whilst they were standing in the queue, they were prevented from voting. They were a number around 400. So yes, the cost is still huge when you look at going around the country. Just think about driving to all the 16 regional capitals to spend 2 days with your campaign team, the hotel bills, and even the venue for the programs and so on. So it's huge, to be very honest. But I believe that when you set out to contest, I always say this, it's likened to those who are addicts and so on. The person might not even get money to buy food, but when he gets to the base, he will get what he wants to take it for free. It's just like politics. People feel that to boost our internal context, if this man is in the race, I can even support him. Some people even come in and they know they will not win. But because the person has put out a poster, someone might support him so that at least it helps our internal cohesion and so on.
Well, what's the most expensive aspect of campaigning?
I think it's the rounds that we go.
Which is buying of fuel.
Yes, and
because if you're going around with the person in Accra, then the problem of accommodation doesn't even arise at all.
Yes, yes.
But if you're going outside Accra,
yes,
that's very expensive.
Yes, outside Accra,
because it involves, like you said, fueling the vehicles,
the
driver, accommodation,
the people that you work with,
right,
and the venue where you will host the delegates. And again, if you, for instance, let me use Asante for example, if you're to host them in Kumasi, someone will come from Akumadan, which is about 3 hours or more, depending on how the person will be able to come.
Do you have to fund the person's transportation?
You have to. You have to, because you have called him to come and listen to you. You did not go to him. If you go to him in the house, you might give him something for water. But if the person is coming from Akumadan, which is close to 3 hours drive in Trotro, Then again, if someone is coming from Central Plains, he has to transit to Kumau before he gets Kumasi car to Kumasi. If someone is coming from New Dibiase, the same. So you will have to fund their TNT. And in our case, there are 96 of them. So, but that is even narrow. If someone is contesting for national organizer and is still meeting them, it means he's meeting 20 people times 47. So that is the reason it will be difficult for them to put them together in a regional capital. They'll have to go to their place. Now, if you go to a constituency like Central Place and you are to meet 20, even there, someone will have to come and sleep in Drobonso, or else he will not even meet the meeting. Because some will have to, those around the Mami Krobo area, will have to move to Nkoko, move through Donkokrom, move on the ferry, get to Nkoko, then they can come back to Efidiasi, then they can go to Drobonso. And those around the Atebubu area, because it's so vast, those around the Atebubu area, that is Seneso, will come through Atebubu before they can come to Edra, then they can come there. So if someone is coming to meet you in Drobonso, at least you have to fund the person's TNT and get something for him, because you call them to a venue. If it is early morning, you have to serve them breakfast.
So the most expensive aspect of this exercise, and I'm talking democratic exercise, is not really what you give to the delegates, i.e. the fridges, the fans, the sewing machines, and the TVs and so on and so on. It's not the most expensive.
In national context, it doesn't even happen like that. You don't see anyone giving any TV.
How about money?
Yeah, money we do, because
when you compare how much money you give to the delegates to how much money you actually spend on, say, fuel, accommodation, all the other expenditure items that you mentioned, which would you say is more expensive?
I've not done that.
Yes, that's fine. So let's get to the more substantive matter, for which reason I've been asking you all these questions, because I actually want to set the context right for what we intend to talk about now. Yeah. So stay with us. It's Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Please don't go anywhere.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354. Also 0531 600 and connect with us on Instagram, X and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocates Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocates Publishing.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
Hello, people of Ghana. Looking to buy land this World Cup season? I'm here to give you 6 solid reasons why Estate Masters is your most trusted estate partner. 1. We are genuine. Here at Estate Masters, every promise is real, every transaction genuine. We don't just sell lands, we sell peace of mind. 2. We are credible. Our credibility is proven. We are who we say we are, respected, recognized, and trusted across Ghana.
We sell litigation-free lands. With us, your land is litigation-free. No disputes, no worries. Just security for you and your family. Free site visits. We bring you to the land at no cost. Free site visit means you see before you buy with full confidence. Your paperwork is on us. We provide free documentation, ensuring your ownership is clear and protected.
And yes, you enjoy unbeatable discounts when you buy land from Estate Masters to make land ownership even sweeter. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure your genuine land with Estate Masters. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Every heart burning bright, oh, oh.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson, Asamo.
Me didn't tum Mr. Femi Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Femi once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action.
Me did this, Sasso spray. Mr. Femi Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come on, Tom Preko.
Good day, fellow Ghanaians. Dr. Adelaide Arobasi-Ejafon is my name, Executive Director of the Jospon Group of Companies and the CEO of the African Agribusiness Consortium. By the grace of God, after several years of contributing significantly to Ghana's sanitation and waste management transformation, the Jospon Group made another bold decision a few years ago to support the transformation of Ghana's agriculture sector. As we became more involved in the agriculture sector, we realized that although Ghana has enormous agricultural potential, transforming the sector would require the active participation of a new generation of skilled and passionate young people. That is why, in partnership with the People's Friendship University of Russia, Rodin University, we sponsored 118 young Ghanaians to pursue postgraduate studies in agriculture and environmental sciences. Our goal was to prepare young professionals who will help drive Ghana's agricultural transformation. In about 2 weeks' time, these graduates will return home. They are coming back with knowledge, skills, and fresh ideas, and we are proud to welcome them home. I believe their success will not only benefit as individuals, but will also contribute to the growth of our agriculture sector and the development of our country.
Thank you.
to express my sincere appreciation to the People's Friendship University of Russia, Broden University, for being a valued partner in this journey, and to the Embassy of Ghana in the Russia Federation for its unwavering support and commitment to the welfare of our students throughout their studies. Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My guests, Sadi Dikator here. I've been talking to Awal Mohammed, who is a member of the NPP's communications team. Also joining us here is a man who has been doing some wonderful things at the GIFEC. I'm talking to Rashid Tanko Computer, who is the Chief Executive Officer of GIFEC. He's with us here on the show as well. Rashid, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Hope you're doing very well.
Terrific. Let me say good morning to my brother Awal.
Yes, yes.
He's looking so traditional. He has taken my title.
I thought you were going to say he looks fresh under the reset agenda.
No, the reset. That's why I'm coming there. It looks very gorgeous. And the good people of Abimbila constituency, out of Ules in Anambra district. I said I'll invite you next month.
Yes, you should, please. I want to.
You have to invite. We have to invite you. You have to come over. We have this Damba festival coming. It's a good festival.
Yes.
You come and see.
We have to patronize
Bimbila or Ules. Bimbila both. I mean, it's an adjoining. Both Bimbila and Ulensi. They are good people there. Very lovely.
Right.
Yeah, you need to visit there.
Right. Now, I must also say that Rashid Computer, or Tanko Rashid Computer, is also the deputy head for the NDC in charge of elections and IT. So he's deputy director of elections and IT with the ruling of the ruling NDC. So, well, who better can we have to have a conversation about this? What has happened yesterday? There's been what has generally been described as a landmark ruling. It's a historic one. It's a precedent-setting decision. It is also a groundbreaking one, if you want to call it, if you want to describe it as such. Now, for a very, very long time, both the political parties and Ghanaians at large have been complaining about the level of vote buying, financial inducements that has characterized our elections to the point where, it's become it's become an elections for the highest bidder. So the more resourceful you are in terms of having money and to be able to distribute and share some goodies, you get to win elections. Of course, it doesn't happen all the time, but we know the role that it plays as far as elections are concerned. When I say it doesn't happen all the time, it doesn't mean the person who gives more wins necessarily. But we know that it's a very powerful, tool, and a very powerful gesture in our body politics. And so some citizens of this country decided, and we're talking elderly citizens of this country, and they got some civil society organizations to join them as amicus curiae, as a friends of the court, to go to court and say, look, this system that we have adopted is very, very unconstitutional because it doesn't allow the people to be involved in having a say as to who leads them at both the parliamentary and the presidential level. It's just left to a few people who can easily be compromised, arguably easily be compromised, to then elect and produce somebody who may sometimes not even be the popular choice of the people. And so, which is Supreme Court, please rule on this matter. And they did exactly that. And it's gotten a lot of Ghanaians talking. There's been all kinds, there's a varied reactions to this matter, because no matter how you look at it, it has far-reaching, significant and massive implications and ramifications as far as democratic tenets are concerned. Of course, it would enhance the frontiers of democracy, because democracy is the governance of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the people must be at the forefront of making such crucial and critical decisions. And that's why this has become so topical. Now, the Ghanaian Times this morning reports that SC landmark ruling, and it says all card-bearing members can vote. NDC NPP welcome decision. And it's a story by Malik Suleimana, who says that in an unprecedented fashion, the Supreme Court has ruled that all registered members of political parties in Ghana be allowed to take part in the election of parliamentary and presidential candidates for national elections. By a 5-2 majority decision, the court on Wednesday effectively ended the electoral college system, which allows a handful of delegates to elect parliamentary and presidential candidates during internal elections. The court, presided over by Chief Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, held that the electoral college system or delegates vote system breaches Article 55(5) of the 1992 Constitution and therefore unconstitutional. Professor Kwabena Frimpong-Boateng, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, both leading members of the MPP, Dr. Christian Makuniama, filed a suit at the Supreme Court asking, among other reliefs, that the delegate system be declared unconstitutional. So basically, it's been struck down. It's been outlawed. That's what it means. Now, the plaintiffs argue that the delegate-based electoral college system, which confines or restricts voting to specified executives to the exclusion or material disenfranchisement of members in good standing of the party, contravenes a preamble and Articles 1 and 17 and 33(5), 35(6)(d), 35, that is 6D, 42 and 55(5) of 1992 Constitution. The plaintiffs asked the court to declare that upon a true and proper interpretation of the same provisions of the Constitution, democratic principles governing the internal organization of political parties require political equality, meaningful and broad participation of members in decision-making, accountability of leadership to the membership, and substantially equal and direct voting rights for members in good standing in the elections of the party's presidential and parliamentary elections. Parliamentary candidates, They therefore asked the Supreme Court to declare that the delegate-based electoral college system established under the MP Constitution for the election of its presidential candidate, which confines or restricts voting to specified executives, office holders, and delegates to the exclusion of material disenfranchisement of members in good standing of the party, contravenes the 1992 Constitution and is therefore unconstitutional law, null, void, and of no effect. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. They've also asked the Electoral Commission to enforce Article 55(6) of the Constitution, Section 9A of the Political Parties Act, which is Act 574. It said the Commission had a duty to ensure that the internal organization of political parties confined to democratic or conformed to democratic principles. Reacting to the ruling of the party, Musa Tanko was the Deputy Director of Elections of the NDC, and it goes on and on and on. The man is here, so I'm not going to read what he told journalists when this happened. So I'll start with you, since your name has just been mentioned by the Ghanaian Times. How do you think that is only proper that I come to you and to once again say you're welcome?
Thank you.
Now, what's your immediate reaction to this? And bearing in mind that this is not entirely new to the NDC. I mean, must have been some eight or so years ago you attempted this.
Very well.
And then you had some concerns, you dropped it. But it looks like we're back to where you didn't want to be.
Very well. I mean, the ruling is a welcome news to the NDC as a political party. Indeed, when you take a reading of our statement of case filed pursuant to order of the Supreme Court dated 29th April 2026, we're very clear in our mind in praying the laws to uphold the reliefs sought by the plaintiffs. So indeed, the NDC, we were the second defendant in the matter. And then we agreed to the plaintiffs that the Supreme Court should uphold Article 55(5) of the 1992 Constitution. That we believe in our own party constitution, Article 43 and 44, which talks of parliamentary and presidential elections, does not conform with Article 55(5) of the 1992 Constitution.
Right.
And then so we think that what the plaintiffs were seeking at the Supreme Court is in tandem with the 1992 Constitution, and they should be granted such reliefs. And so it's in our statement of case when we filed the Supreme Court before the ruling came out. Let me put this one too on record. The NDC reached out to the NPP, which happens to be the first defendant. Karen Maku, who led them, a very good brother, so that we can have a uniformed presentation. You get what I'm saying? For the first time, we wanted to collaborate with them on this matter and say that, look, we have come of age with this delegates matter. It's giving a hell of trouble. What the plaintiffs are seeking will inure to the benefit of we, the political parties. The NPP refused. That's why we departed with them.
And what was the reason for not wanting to be a part of this?
Well, I don't understand. I don't know why they still wanted a delegate system.
Okay.
They still think that that is the way to go. So we couldn't agree on that one. So as second defenders, we went alone and then we presented our distance. So if you go and read paragraph 34 and 35 of our statement of case, you'll see clearly we indicated that we're in support of their reliefs. And then we also asked the Supreme Court, in fact, it's on record, we asked the Supreme Court that they should make orders to the state to fund the elections of the parliamentary candidate and presidential candidate of the political parties. We made it very clear.
Okay. It was one of the requests.
It's one of the requests that we prayed, and then asking the Supreme Court to
make it mandatory.
To make an orders to that effect.
Yes.
Because under Article 2.2 of the Constitution, 1992 Constitution, they have that powers to make such orders. So we are waiting to see the ruling. You know, the ruling is not out yet.
Yes.
I mean, the reasoning. Whether such orders, they've agreed to it.
Right.
Okay, that is an aspect so when Leonard brother Gary Nimatku was asking who fund this, already the NGC had made something like that. But clearly, we are not making an omnibus type of funding for political parties. We're very strict on this. That look, this orders has come. Parliamentary primaries and presidential issue. Yes, we know the issues at stake. Electoral Commission is always handling that matter. The state should make resources for Electoral Commission to deal with that matter for political parties. Apart from that, political parties, states should not put its resources to help run political parties, their activities. That one, the state should not do that. We have gamut of issues to deal with. Unlike, I remember in 1992 to 96, the state was funding political parties through NCC.
Right.
And Electoral Commission. They used to give us NIVA. They did NIVA cars, small cars like that. For us to do our campaign activities. Later on, some level of pickups were also given.
Right.
Because we're just developing our democracy at that time.
Right.
But we have come of age. And so the state cannot use state resources to now think of helping political parties to run its day-to-day activities and all that. But we're saying that when it comes to these election matters, the parliamentary and presidential district, the state should help run that activities for political parties. So we pray that in this, and if you look at paragraph 34 of our statement of case, we stated it very clearly. Why are we here? If you look at our political landscape over the years, until 2000, Ghanaians, in fact, the delegates didn't know that you need to take money from candidates before you go and exercise your franchise as a party person. It came after we lost the 2000 election and President Kufuor came in. Then around 2003, 2004, the issue of moneycracy started creeping in. That was the time we started seeing issues of that nature. I've been in this business since 92. Look, at that time, do you know what people were just looking for? Posters. If you give somebody a poster or a t-shirt, I finish the person. That was it. The person was just eager to get the poster of a political party where they even go themselves and do the pasting and all that. T-shirts, you just finish the person. The highest type of movement at that point was bicycles. So it's happening. Things were very good. Respect was there. Decisions were made at that time. And so the delegate system at that time served us well. Then when these issues came, well, people now began to think that, look, it is now time for me to collect what is due me. I must take something. Then they started these ambush tactics. Described as ambush tactics because you have to pay. If you don't, you do what? You lose. The higher bidder will just come and beat you to the game. And so you realize that along the line, people who even society or communities needed to represent them were not getting the opportunity. That led to the issue of independent candidates emerging and all over the place because he doesn't have the money to go through the real process. And we spent a lot of money through primaries. Then when it comes to the general election itself, people are now up with caps going around begging to look for money to do their own campaign. But if you look at the real campaign itself, it's rather the primaries. So these senior citizens, yes, thumb ups to them, they did well. And you know, they came from both sides, NDC, MPP. Yes. 2 MPP, 1 NDC. 1 NDC. Yes. They came together. That tells you the enormity of the weight of their petition. And we thought it was in good taste. The NDC backed it. And we went through it. Interestingly enough, the Attorney General also backed it. And then so we were clear in our mind that, look, we have come of age of this delegate system. The NDC piloted this type of thing. The Supreme Court just ruled in 2015. In fact, I was in the forefront of that. We were leading the charge. But there was a problem in terms of gathering the data. The style we adopted at that time did not fit well, looking at the exigency of the situation at that time. And so we had to abandon it along the line. But go and check our party constitution. Those who have our party constitution, read Article 39 of 39(6) of the party constitution. It is very clear. The NDC put in a clause which stated that the party may use its biometric register to run its internal elections.
Okay.
That means the framers of our constitution are very clear in their mind that should we have a very authentic register at the branches, we will use that register to do what? To run our elections. And so we already prepared something like that. Somewhere along the line in 2020, going down to 2024, we had adopted a system known as branch registers. So we printed these booklets, green booklets, for each branch, so that members of the branch, those who are party members, will go and put their names in the register. And so if you are a member in good standing, your name must appear in the register. Based on the register, then we'll print your ID cards for you. So we'll continue doing that. So we had already taken initiative of compiling our membership at the branches in the register. After this one is done, then we deploy members, leadership from head office and regional to go around and do what we call authentication of the names, to be sure that those people whose names are in the register are true members of the party. So we reopened the register around February to March, for new members to come in. And I must say, look, it was so successful. For the first time, you see academia, professionals, high-level professionals, going down to the branches, registered to be party members, took up membership card. And the National Election Directorate, led by my good brother, Mahdi, deployed teams to go around and do the authentication and verification. With people across the country, and they went around, did this authentication verification so beautifully, and came out with the data. That's the data we use in running the branch elections. So as we speak now, the NDC is in the position to even implement the decision of the Supreme Court, because we have the data already. We are not going to go back to doing that kind of thing that happened. So the 2015 episode is completely different with what we have currently, because we have taken our time, study the terrain, study the party properly, and then came out with this plan. So we had the data to run this thing. Because we had that idea in 2015, to run such an election will not be a difficulty for us. So that to give fair grounds for party members to exhibit their skills.
So yes. You see, with the current, so what I'm saying is that with the current system that you have put in place,
yes,
you are in a very good position to not just identify your members, but also to verify them biometrically, that you don't have a situation where an NPP person will vote in an NDC elections and vice versa.
Highly impossible.
It's highly impossible.
Highly impossible as we speak.
So once you say you're an NDC,
you're an NDC. It means you are captured in the Green Book already.
Okay.
Okay. You see, the 2015, the difference between now and the 2015. The 2015, because we announced that we're going to use our biometrics and printed booklets.
Yes.
People just got hold of the
there was some infiltration.
And then started registering.
So there are foreign elements.
And
so people say, we will not agree.
We will not agree.
Because I know some MPP guys in this.
whose names were in there. So it affected us a lot. I mean, it was part of our loss in the 2016 election.
Right.
But this time, people don't have the luxury to do that, because they didn't even know that the NDC had this plan. And readers of our Article 39 of our party constitution will realize that this group of NDC people are different group of people. They know what they are doing. So we had already prepared this thing down. So anybody who is there thinking that, okay, now they said everybody can vote, so I can now rush to the NDC. You won't get there. It's already closed long since, as of March. That's closed. And the booklets have been taken.
Right.
And then the people who mattered as party members voted in the recent branch elections. They already voted.
Okay.
And so those who voted, prepare yourself for the upcoming parliamentary and presidential election. You are going to be the delegates already, because your name is in the Green Book.
Right.
And we are not opening it anytime soon again, so that we don't have to grapple with issues of OWL pushing their people to us to come and vote and decide for it. You see, that is the situation we have found us. And it's so beautiful. But you see, it's good for our democracy. Although people are talking of the cost and other things. That is why the NDC prayed in a statement of case to the law lords to make orders that, look, we used to send our resources to the Electoral Commission to run our elections for us. Because normally we print the ballot papers and then and pay for their officers and all that to do the elections for us. But now we are saying that, look, now this thing has come. We support that kind of idea. But the state should help Electoral Commission, fund Electoral Commission. So the Electoral Commission, instead of the political parties bringing it ballot papers and then paying the staff who are going to do it, the state should just continue as the exercise of the Electoral Commission, make some resources for them, do the printing of the ballot papers, and then take the DSA of the officers who are going to man the election for the DD, so the Electoral Commission will continue that path. But political parties will not take their resources to go and do that. That is the aspect the NDC is supporting. And I think the NPP should come on board with that. And we've already gone far with this. And I believe strongly that it will help our democratic credentials, in the sense that you and I, who don't have deep pockets, we can stick our neck out and go and contest. You face the people. You face it. Because now if we are dealing with, for instance, 100 polling stations and multiplied by 9, that's 99 delegates. You are talking about just 900 delegates. 900 delegates, just go and get some Yoruba man friend, or some Igbo friend, and then they come and help you with some Ghana must go. And you are good to go. But that is not democratic enough. You bought the way through. You have to pay back. But here is a case where you have 100 polling stations, and each polling station has a little of just 300 or 400 delegates. Talking of about 4,000 delegates. You sweat to pay such people.
But let me ask you this, Musa. Or I don't know which one you prefer. Rashi, Tanko, which one do you prefer? Sofu is fine. Okay.
Sofu, Tanko, computer.
Now, Sofu, I have been thinking, and help me think through this. You see, you took us back into history from 1992 and how things used to be. You didn't have to necessarily give anybody money.
At all, completely.
People were happy to take party ID cards and party T-shirts,
and posters
and things. And they're happy, you know. But we've all come to accept that the terrain has changed, and it has changed so drastically. And what has changed? What has changed is that people say, well, when we vote for you, you go, you don't mind us. So give us what we demand now. Give us our pound of flesh now. That's what they are saying. Justifiably or so. Justifiably or unjustifiably, that's another matter. Now, we are saying that when we expand the electoral college and now make each and everybody who is a card-bearing member of a political party and in good standing, meaning you have to pay your dues. Now, the first cure is to allow for people to make it more participatory. That's the first objective. Second objective is to do away, to a very large extent, this whole problem of vote buying, because as you said, the vote buying thing hasn't really helped us. It's made our people more corrupt and so on. But now that the numbers have increased, or even before I get to that question, from 1992, the electoral college that the NDC had was much smaller. With time, you've increased it. And I think now you're talking for presidential almost 400-something thousand. Yes. I believe so. Yes. Because you recognize a certain fact that the bigger the number, the less likely people would want to buy votes and so on. But the question I want to ask you is this. The number which started with some thousands, which is now, we're now looking at about 400,000 something. Has that stopped the vote buying?
Well, that is what I'm saying. You see, at that point, we're talking of smaller delegates because we had small branches at that time. The branches were not up to what we have currently. Yes. As population increases, settlements increases, then the electoral commission has to create more voting centers. And as soon as they create a voting centers, we have to also create executives for that. Yes. So that's how it continues. And then we've also
because you have branch executives.
We have branch executives.
We have polling executives.
Polling executives.
So you have to create more branches.
You have to create more branches. Okay. And it's conterminous with the electoral commission.
Yes.
So that is what we've been doing. And then secondly, we've also added former executives who used not to be as delegates to our Congress and all that. So it increased the numbers. That's why you have these large numbers as of now.
Yes.
We used to be talking about 37,000 plus. Now, electoral commission has increased it to almost 40,000 plus. So you see that the numbers has increased even more.
Yes.
And then population is increasing. At the time we're dealing with that in 1992, 96, we're less than 50 million in Ghana at that time. Now we're talking about 33 million. And so more people are coming. So the branches, we have more members in the branches. But we're still restricted. Our constitution still talk about 9 members from each branch to form the electoral college for the constituency elections. Then we have 28 executives from the constituencies, executives who come to form the electoral college for the regional. Okay, and the regions has 21 of them executives. No, we are thinking that, look, these numbers are still smaller when it comes to electing parliamentary candidates. Because when you just get the 9 people, put them together, plus the 28 executives, you are good to go. I'll just give an example. For instance, if you have 100 polling stations, you are talking of 900. Okay, 900 people, plus 28. So 928. Just take your time, organize yourself 2-3 years, and target the 928. At least you should be able to take some 1/4 or 2/4 of them. The rest should fight for the rest. Yes. And then they vote for you. And that is where the problem comes from. You see, but now, with this, the 100 polling stations, each polling station might have about 300 or 400 party members.
Your point is that the numbers are more.
Numbers are more.
Yeah, but my question to you is that, Sofu, does the increase in the numbers necessarily stop people from buying votes?
Well, it will reduce it to the embarrassment. It will reduce it to the embarrassment. You cannot eradicate it. It's just like corruption. You cannot.
Exactly.
Yes, you reduce it to the embarrassment.
Here's the thing. But here's the thing. What if I told you may not even reduce? And that perhaps there's going to be more pressure on the financiers. You think about it. Let me come out. India can have 1,000, you can have 2,000,
yes.
Because 1,000 can
3,000, not even 1,000.
Exactly. No, I'm just just for the sake of argument. You know what I mean? If in the past you used to give 1,000 Ghana cedis to whoever your beneficiary or benefactor, your benefactor is, right? Now the person says, Oga, your 1,000 Ghana cedis which you used to give me today was catering for say 100 people.
Yes.
Now there's 1,000 people, so you have to give me 5,000. Your 1,000 would, because I have to multiply that by 5,000. And there are money bags. There are people who can fund it. Anyway, we'll come back to that. The question being, will the expansion of the electoral college solve the problem? Is this implementable? You know, so for me, we'd have to get to that point. And of course, I have questions to you. I have questions about whether we're saying that is this ruling suggesting in any way that we have a problem with representative kind of democracy, where some people decide to delegate their power or their decision making to somebody to go and, deliver it on their behalf? Because we have MPs, we have Speaker of Parliament, we have even the judges. It's not all of us are sitting at the bench. We have delegated some powers for them to make those decisions. But that's another how do you call it? A strand of the argument that I'll be making as when Mohamed Awal is done with this submission. Mohamed, first of all, what did the MPP foresee? For which reason, when you were invited to the party, as Rashid said, he said, look, come and let's do this together. But you chickened out. What did you foresee? What were the concerns that you have? For which reason you said, Charlie, I don't want to be part of this?
Yeah, thank you so much. I think we are not inherently against expansion.
Okay.
Because we've done so in our party over the time.
Right.
And we believe that it should be gradual. When you were reading the news item, you said 2 members of the NPP and 1 member of the NDC. That is erroneous. 2 members of the NDC and 1 aggrieved member of the NPP. Yes, because Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu left the party in 2023, and he told us in a press conference that he was a member of the NPP until Mahama came into the scene, and he joined Mahama as his nephew. So he is not a member of our party.
He's never said that.
He said it. I can read the story.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nyaho Tamakulu said he ceased to be NPP because Mahama is...
Yes, I can read the story to you.
I see.
Okay, I was a member of NPP until Mahama came into the scene. This is modern Ghana.
Okay.
Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu revealed why he betrayed his former party. Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu, a founding member of the NPP, has revealed his departure from the party and his subsequent support for the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama. Speaking at a joint press conference held together with Brigadier Joseph Nunu Mensah and other retired military couples, during which their address perceived corruption among the public officials, Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu disclosed that his decision to leave the NPP was due to his ties with Mr. John Dramani Mahama.
Okay. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
So he is no longer.
This is Ghana.
Yes, modern Ghana.
Okay.
Yes. But almost all the newspapers, because it was a press conference that they held with the Brigadier General Nunu Mensah. So 2 and 1 aggrieved member of our party who even publicly said that he didn't vote for us in 2024. Listening to Rashid Tanko Computer carefully, he said, "Oh, we prepared for this because we foresee it coming." So is this a case that indeed the NDC pushed this aggrieved member and 2 of their members to go to the Supreme Court to have this so that they will be able to do this? Is it a case that they had really...
Do you honestly think that the NDC can push for Professor Fomba to do what he doesn't want to do? He doesn't believe in?
I believe so.
Yes,
I believe so.
He's a very principled man.
He's not, because when he was at the interministerial committee, he never told anyone any problem within the interministerial committee until he was removed from office.
So you have every reason to believe that Professor Frimpong Boateng was actually prodded to do this.
He can be really pushed to do this.
See.
Yes, because I've seen a lot of people saying that. Well, within the NDC today, if you're talking about the person within the grassroots who will win the votes if you expand it, nobody can beat Asiedu Nketia. So the establishment is pushing for this so that at least by next year when they do this, Asiedu Nketia will win hands down. And I've seen people say this. But you see,
as I said, we are not inherently against this, but we believe in gradual process. You remember in 2007,
right,
we had only one delegate each in each polling station.
Right.
In Effiasa Sokware, for instance, there were only 72 delegates to vote for both presidential and parliamentary. And those were the days that we had a lot of people say, talk about monetary inducement and so on. The NPP was the first political party to expand from 1 to 5. We expanded from 1 to 5 with one electoral area coordinator.
Okay.
Then after that, we have done another. We have also expanded it again. Even the last elections that even this time, the processes that we're into. Today, every single member of the party who registered both online or with the books, at the polling station in the book, voted, participated in the process. The elections of the polling station executives were done by all members, all registered members of the party. So it means, yes, we knew that indeed we are also preparing towards getting every single member in good standing voting. Because we opened the nominations about 6 months ago. We opened the register. A lot of people registered. Some registered online and so on. And they were those we built our register with. And they were those who voted at a polling station level 2 months ago.
Right.
And it was successful. So indeed, we have the data. As he's talking about data, we have the data already because we have used it and tested it 2 months ago to vote for our polling station executives. And we did it without any much qualms. And we had a successful elections in over 42,000 polling stations across the country. But you see, if you look at the problems NDC faced in 2015 when they did the expansion, they had to suspend over 24 constituency elections within the period. In Atebubu, they even burnt down the party office. Amenfi is same. Ningo Pram Pram, you remember the scuffle between E.T. Mensah and Sam George on the register. So you see, it is so expensive to run. Do you want to tell me that in 2007, when they were 111 delegates, it was more expensive than now that they are 5-5? It is more expensive today than when it was 5-5. Now, in our party now, we have expanded it. Former executives have voted in the last primaries when Dr. Bawumia contested. All former executives voted. And now we have expanded the polling station to 9 from 5. And we have expanded the electoral area from 1 to 5. So we believe that let's gradually build it, gradually, so that before you realize you have over 1 million people voting in a primary. But when you set to do what the NDC did in 2015, in 2017, they had to move back to manual. When they did that and it backfired, in 2017, they didn't register online again. They did manual registration. You remember? That was what you did. They did manual registration because they felt that this was really not good for them at all. And it affected them badly in the elections because in Asawasi, for instance, we had our highest vote because of what happened in the 2015. We had 35,000, NPP had 35,000 votes for presidential alone because there were a lot of aggrieved people and so on. You see, we are not against it, but we believe that gradually, if you expand it, including former executives, which we have started already, you can even include former polling station executives. It will expand it gradually. Then maybe you come later to say party members with 5 years card and so on, or up-to-date payment and so on. These are the things that we believe that we expanded. But for you to say it will reduce the monetary inducement, no, it will not. It will only expand it. Because look at what happened in our Ayawaso West Ogun. No, Ayawaso East. When Baba Jamal contested the primaries, they shared TV sets to thousands of delegates. So tomorrow, if I am now a delegate, as he is calling on them to prepare that they will come, in Ayawaso East alone, which is your stronghold, you're talking about not 4,000. You're talking about over 20,000 people voting. And it will only expand it because you go to attire base and you will have to dole out something there again. Because initially you go to a place, some few people in a house, they are the people you meet and so on. Now you go to a place and you meet a lot of people. Even if it is 10 cities that you're giving out, it is a huge burden. That is the reason we're saying that even if it will happen, the state must fund it. Just like what happens in the US. In the US, the state funds everything, all the primaries. The state will fund it. If you present the people, they were able to go through your party nominations and so on. The state will fund it at the polling station level. You come, you identify yourself as MPP, then you go and vote for your candidate that you want in that constituency. We are not there yet. It is too huge. Look at when we had even our police station executive elections. It was so huge that we have to get the presidential candidate to even support us, to even run it. You are in government today, so you think it is favorable because you are a CU. At least if for nothing at all, you have some things that you dole out to the party. We are in opposition, and you will certainly be in opposition in 2029. That is when you will really see it.
So for dole out something.
Oh, he'll go to opposition.
Oh, but his salary is small. He can't do his salary.
No, he will have to do that.
His salary?
Yes.
Oh, the small salary they give him?
It's not small. Gifek is big. That's what Gifek is big. Because at least when we were in government, and the CEOs were supporting the party. It's true. Okay. And he is aware that that's what they do.
No, I know. I get a support.
Exactly.
He pays his party dues.
So now you do it. And
you're talking about the party dues? He pays his party
dues. Not the party dues.
Okay. Something beyond party dues.
Yes, something beyond. Because now he's talking about Bimbila.
Okay.
For all you know, maybe he's even a patron. For all you know, I know, but I'm saying that for all you know, he's even a patron at a constituency level.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Are you not?
I vote there. I vote in the constituency.
Exactly. So beyond the voting, he might be a patron who supports them. I'm told he has even set up a radio station there, propagating the NBC.
Yeah. We have Zelia FM. It's really fantastic.
You see,
You
see, so the money is there, so they can talk about doing all these things. Today, it will not affect us. It might affect us at the parliamentary level. However, I believe that...
Yes, because you are done with your...
Yes, we're done with the presidential. It's only the parliamentary.
Yeah.
And the parliamentary...
And it's next year, isn't it?
Yes. Well, the date is not out yet. So they might do it in 6 months or 7 months. We wouldn't know. You understand? National Council...
Everyone wants to swear that thing.
Yeah, we have the second highest decision-making body of the party, which is National Council. So after this, Gary Nimakoma will come to National Council to brief National Council after the ruling is out on what the Supreme Court has really ruled, whether we'll be able to really wait until we finish all these. So, but you see, I believe that this one, if the ruling comes out, we will know inherently what they are telling us, that indeed this is what we want you to do. The monetary aspect of politics, democracy is expensive. Check the US. In the last 20 years, whoever had won as president spent more than his opponent. Whoever had won as president spent more than his opponent. This is where we are learning this democracy from. They are not doing what we're doing today. The UK, in nomination for parliamentary and so, they are not doing what we're doing today. They're still doing the delegate system. And we're doing a hybrid of the US and the UK. So if we're doing this, and we think that we can go solo and do this, looking at our landscape, and there people don't even take money to vote. But today, even the national elections 2024, you had people tell you that if you don't give me money, I will not vote for you. You had people call you to tell you, give me money for TNT. I'm in Accra. I want to go to the constituency to vote.
But let me ask you, it's important. It's interesting you raise this point about transporting people, feeding them, and so on. Why is that vote buying?
You see, it will be called vote buying because in the advanced democracies, people know that it is my responsibility to choose the best leader.
As a civic responsibility.
Exactly. But here, the people who are supposed to teach us the civic responsibilities are telling you that there is no money, so they cannot even do the campaign to really conscientize Ghanaians.
No, I'm asking this, Awal, and it's something I've been thinking about. You want to go and speak to people, you want to go and address some people, you want to share your message with them and your vision. And let's say you're meeting them here at Metro TV. Some of them live in, say, Ashaiman, Ablekum, and so on. And then you are able to fund their transportation to the venue, which is Metro TV. Yeah? And then when they came, you either bought some food from them or you asked AH Cafe to feed them, and then you pay. The question I'm asking is that, why are some people describing that gesture as an act of voter or vote buying? Why?
Civil society. Star Ghana and others.
But should it
when
be?
they write their report, they tell you that it is vote buying. I told you, when I was moving around, when I gathered people in Tamale to tell them my message, I rented a place, I bought food for them, I gave them tea because someone is coming from Karaga. If not for my message, who didn't have come. I invited him, so I have to fund it. I see nothing wrong with that. That is the reason I publicly told you that in 2022, I did that. And even today, if I am still contesting as the Nasara coordinator, I go to Oti region and meet them in Dambai, because I know someone will cross the river to come to Dambai from Karachi East and West and Chumuru. Definitely the person, that Dambai is Karachi East, but Karachi and Chumuru and Karachi, they will cross the river and come. Definitely I'll have to fund their TNT. So if in a country where you have to even fund the TNT of someone to come and choose you as a leader, and you ask us to expand it this way, someone will still come and tell you at a constituency level, you have a lot of polling stations. You cannot be meeting them at polling station level. You cluster them. In a constituency like Kasawasi, about 6 electoral areas. So you meet them in electoral area. In an electoral area, you may find over 1,000 people. The last time the NDC did, those days I was in NDC, 2015, Asawasi alone was around 6,500 delegates who voted in that elections in 2015. And it was near chaos. A lot of people were beaten at the venue. You get it? Because some people were even prevented from coming to vote because they felt that all these people, they believe they are MPP. And again, he even mentioned that we cannot infiltrate. We cannot even enter into the delegates list. The election is not really ending the cycle. Next year after the elections, next 4 years, there will be elections. And again, if today I go and register at an NDC polling station, for me, because I'm in the public eye, you know this is Awal. Awal is MPP. He's always on TV and so on. So we'll prevent him. But what about my brother, who is not publicly known MPP? There are people in public service who are not supposed to be in public civil service, who are not supposed to be in a political party because they take neutrality allowance and so on. But these are people who have registered with NDC, but they are MPP. How will you be able to know? So you get a lot of people who are not supposed to choose a leader for you, choosing a leader for you, because they will still do that. The people who are known politically in the constituencies are few. The rest, you wouldn't know. And again, it is not as though...
And you know, there are people who actually have both cards. They are NDC card.
He's even aware. Some of us who will go to... I remember in 2016. Before 2016, I was doing a lot of campus engagements with TAIN. I did a lot with them. In 2016, when I joined the MPP, I went to Cape Oli. And I met a lot of TAIN executives sitting there. TAIN people sitting in that meeting, that they are TESCON people. If you do with universities, you will know that in the university, they tell you that take both TAIN and TESCON card, so that at least if the party is in government, you get better place to do your national service. Because they know that you are a member of the... Because they don't meet together. They meet at different places and so on. So you can just be here with their card, you go there with another card. Look at the police officers. 2 police officers in this country. Lanche and Tobu. He's not supposed to even pick a party card. He resigned within 2 months, he contested and won the primaries. It means he was an active politician in his constituency. But he was a police officer at the highest level, at the headquarters. He resigned within 2 months, contested primaries in the constituency and won. It means he's an active politician, but people didn't know. So that is why I'm saying that this is really serious, because you see, you might get his junior brother coming to even come to say he's really taking MPP card. Then you say, okay, he crossed. Meanwhile, he's still within his own party. Because you cannot prevent anyone from registering and say, even today, if I go to NDC headquarters and tell them that I want an NDC card, they'll give it to me. Or you'll not give it to me. They will. If he is to move from here to say that he will get to...
He says he wants to cross carpet.
It's a procedure. He knows it.
He says he wants to I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about the ordinary Ghanaian sitting somewhere.
The prodigal son says
he's always welcome. He's always welcome.
No. I'm saying that.
Hey, we have to say that. So, I don't want any podcasts.
He's always welcome.
So you see,
the one wants to contest. So
today, as we said, we have our register.
Okay.
But today, if you go to the constituency office in Asawasi that you want to register, we'll register you. Because we're doing continuous registration. We're saying that those who were ready at the time we're doing our polling station executives were those who registered at the time. But we're doing continuous registration. Even today, we still register people. The book is there. It's still at the constituency office. But when you go and mention your polling station, they'll write your name.
No, but here's the thing. So why, Rashid, do we have to get to a point? Because he's raising some very important issues. Because there are political prostitutes. Excuse my language. There are those who have decided that regardless of which political party in power, they must eat. You know, not eat as in work and gain something, but they must. Now, if there is a real, and from what he has said, if there's a real challenge in properly identifying who a true party person is, aside those who are actively and publicly involved in party activities where you can tell this person is an NDC person. Now, those who tell you that I'm an NDC or I'm MP, but yes, for me, I don't want anybody to know. So some of them have both party cards. Should the political parties then now decide to come together and say, look, we have to have a system that identifies and flags persons who are holding, just like we do with the Ghana card. You know, once you have a Ghana card, you're a Ghanaian, you can't hold another nationality. You can't hold a Ghana card for a national card for another, you know, well, the law has not been passed, so you can have dual nationality. But until that law was passed, if you have a Ghana card, you can't hold another you know, country's, you know, national ID. Can the parties get to that point where people will be debarred, people will be stopped, people will be discouraged from, you know, holding to a political party? Unless, of course, if you're an NDC, you want to come, then you have to drop the NDC one. Say you're NDC, you want to become MPP, you want to cross carpet, then NDC must be informed so that NDC will take you out of their data. Then you join the MPP. Rather than having situations where people have two, because then you can't trust the person's loyalty or proper allegiance to party work. And then they may end up voting for somebody who is not even the most popular person within their political parties. I mean,
we can't do that in Ghana. We can't do that in Ghana. In the US, before you even participate, you have to identify yourself as Democrat or a Republican.
A Republican,
before you can even vote in the primaries. You understand? But here, they wouldn't have gotten Nyahuta Makulu. And
no, he's not NDC.
Okay. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Well,
he said he has abandoned the MPP.
So what is
the story said?
For Mahama.
He's just a Ghanaian.
For Mahama. Okay.
Not for the NDC. Okay, for Mahama.
Yes, for Mahama.
Yes.
You understand? And Mahama, he voted for Mahama throughout whenever Mahama contested elections. In the US, because the state is funding it.
Yes.
So before you even come to participate in the primaries, you will have to identify yourself as a Democrat or a Republican. Then you go and do that. But in Ghana, it will be difficult because if Rashid tells me he is now with us, but publicly he's with the NDC, but he's with us, if we prevent him from participating, we've lost one vote. And we will not allow that. We will not allow that.
Can you trust that he will vote for you anyway?
You know the interesting aspect.
Yes.
Yes, he's right. In the United States, before you are put on their register, you already identify where you are, whether Democrats or Republicans. Their system is as soon as you start the voting process, you already know where you are. So it's very clear. Their system is such that It's identified them throughout. Now, if you look at, my brother talked about Venerable Nyawo Tamaklo. He's the founder, one of the founders of their party.
He's not.
A key
he's not.
active member in fact, from the 92, they gave us hell of time. I mean, it wasn't easy. That was the time of Honorable Darocha, Gianni Salibi, Odoy Sykes, and all that, Peter Lajeti. This group was a formidable group.
Yes.
The help they gave us from 92, 96 to 2000, and all. They've been in the field. But along the line, he realized that the current MPP doesn't mirror the MPP they used to know. It departed completely. And then they call them the silent group. They have a group like that. And for them, they haven't seen anything good about the current MPP. There are plenty of them. And that is why the MPP have said up to now, they don't know why they lost the 2024 election. And that's how they are going to lose massively again in 2028. After 2028, if they manage 30%, they've tried. Because the thing going on in that party, the hardcore members of the party are saying that the party that Odoy Sykes and co used to lead is not the party they are seeing now. It's just the elephant we are seeing. That is not the MPP that they know. So they know, they are talking. Look, good number of them voted for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in 2024. A good number of them. And they are going to vote again for him.
Data doesn't suggest.
For NDC, you know why they are voting for that? And Henry was saying that he abandoned them because of this. Because the man is principled. They've realized that he's living the dream of Ghana. What we are all looking for. The vision that the framers of our 1992 Constitution, direct principles of the state, go and check.
So that's why he says that he suspects that because Nyawo Tamaklo likes John Mahama.
Yes.
Maybe, that's what I say, he suspects that him and Professor Frimpong Boateng were goaded. You influenced the two of them to go to court to go and seek this Supreme Court interpretation.
You know Nyawo Tamaklo very well.
Very
He's a former military man.
Yes, very principled.
He's the no-nonsense man in Ghana that I've ever come across. That man, he doesn't care who you are.
So you didn't have a hand in this?
What will NDC has asked in this? To go and call a person like that, the good old professor, who wrote a report about them, Party Hiyansika. He wasn't the one who brought that matter about the Party Hiyansika.
He was aggrieved before he brought it.
And so this matter, this group of people.
Did you hear that Seydou Nketia bet?
On what?
He mentioned Seydou Nketia. He said,
as what?
Seydou Nketia is a leading contender in your next primaries, presidential primaries.
We don't have any primaries. We don't have any primaries. We don't have any primaries.
As Musa Danko has said. So his theory is that some persons within the NDC who want to make Seydou Nketia's work very difficult have decided to use Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo and Frimpong Boateng to go to court and get the electoral college to be expanded so that it will make it almost impossible for Seydou Nketia to become.
No, it will make it easier for him.
Or to make it easier.
They are changing their goals.
Rather.
Yeah, what you have said.
Even when you
no. You see how they are the MPP.
When you look at social media, when you look at Musa Danko's he said he is popular within the party than even the delegates.
Yes.
When you go around the country, Seydou Nketia has been their general secretary, longest serving general secretary in the history of this country. Not even MPP. We do not have anyone who has really served like Seydou Nketia.
Yes.
From 2004 up to he became the national chairman.
Okay.
So for him, the grassroots of their party are solidly behind him. Maybe the constituency executives and others are not with him, but the grassroots. So if you get this expansion, nobody can beat him in the NDC.
Okay.
Awoji.
All right, please go ahead. I'm looking for one of your... No,
you see, that's what I'm saying. You see, they are changing their goalposts.
You go ahead. Yes.
MPP, that's why I always say, if you watch them closely, when they are speaking, just watch them. They easily change their position within a twinkle of an eye. No. As of yesterday, they were saying that it's the presidency that guarded Nyawo Tamaklo and all these people in order to dump our venerable national chairman. Listen, that was what it was all over. Go and check this, and I would have screenshot those things for you.
Let me just read this. And the reason why I asked that question is because of what your very good friend Charles Nite Kotegu. You know, he's a very prominent socialite. You know, he's somebody whose views I take very seriously. So listen to what Charles Nitego has said. And when I'm done with this, please allow me to read one LPM and then we can wrap it all up. Now, Charles Nitego says, look, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, and Dr. Christina Mwako Nyama, we all know, did not go to the Supreme Court to challenge the delegate system of voting on their own. Their move was clearly sponsored and backed by the establishment because of concerns over General Mosquito's influence within the grassroots. Asiedu Nketia has built a formidable grassroots network, and if the current delegate system remains unchanged, the establishment believes it will be extremely difficult to beat him in the presidential primaries. From the establishment's perspective, expanding the electorate to allow every party member to vote could significantly dilute the advantage Asiedu Nketia has, which is opposite what you are saying.
Asiedu was what they were doing yesterday. Yes. They were all over the place.
So that's Charles's view.
So you see,
Charles's view.
What I said here and what Charles is saying is not NPP's position.
No, it's not. I agree.
I with my background,
yes,
and looking at who have worked with the NDC, and knowing who Asiedu Nketia is, the expansion will favor him. You can ask Rashid, he will tell you that the expansion will favor Asiedu Nketia than the current register. Because the current register is restricted. But when you have expanded one, Asiedu Nketia will
win. So who Asiedu Nketia?
You know what? That's what I'm saying. That it's neither here nor there. If you go and read our statement of case. This one to the Supreme Court directives.
Right.
Is our director of legal.
Right.
Who is now the
MPA Chief Executive Officer.
Good. He's still a member of the National Executive Committee.
Yes.
Because he's still the director of legal of the party. They wrote that thing. And you think they would have sat down in their own comfort, send the matter to Supreme Court without the knowledge of the National Executive Committee. We sat and look at it. The National Executive Committee included MPs. The leadership of MPs are members of our Functional Executive Committee. The leader of our party is who? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Yeah.
We just do things without the knowledge of all these gamut of people.
But you have the general secretary. You have the general secretary siding with the national chairman.
So that matter is neither here nor there.
You have the general secretary working closely with the national chairman.
That's not true. You still believe in it? Let me tell you what I believe in. I believe in the clean conference. I believe in the clean conference. So Metro TV and Original TV are coming up with a very fantastic event. It's happening next month. On the 21st of August. It's called the Clean Conference 2026. So it's under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff. He's the one who is gracing this. And the theme is assessing Ghana's progress towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. Now, as you do know, SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Now, with just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? We would now be answering that question. Now, the answers begin with one national conversation with Metro and Regional Sanitation Conference for the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, and is bringing together government development partners, traditional authorities, and industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in the conference room. So the second day, which is the next day, which is Saturday, we'll be doing a cleanup exercise, and which will also be led by the Chief of Staff. So join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. So Metro TV Clean Conference, Wahono die ma omano etumpong, Wahono die, Wahoni die. Akutia would help me with this, but Wahono die ma omano etumpong. And one wakano. Okay. No, you wait. You have 5 moments. You have 5 more minutes to appear. You have appeared prematurely. So no. But what I say, let me just say that Discover MNC Group, your #1 partner in minerals and food commodity, trading and real estate development, and also general logistics, procurement, management consultants, investment advisory, import and export, and they have headquarters in East Legon, Accra. They also have offices in Dubai, Hong Kong, and Guangzhou in China. They also have office in Johannesburg in South Africa. They also have one in Virginia, USA, Arizona, Italy, and also Hanover in Germany. So we connect markets that drive business growth with tailor-made solutions that will meet your needs. So trust us to maximize your value in every deal. Reach us on MNC Group at mncgroupgh.com or call us on 0302 998 246. 0302-998-246. So a minute each, because as you heard him in the background, he's the one who's coming up next. So when is your party going to study the judgment and then inform what the next...
We're waiting for the ruling.
Okay.
See the reason.
Oh, yeah, yes. The full judgment is not out yet.
The full judgment is not out yet.
Okay.
We want to look at it and see with the orders that we prayed that they should give, whether they've given that order. They will take it from there.
Okay.
For the principle underlining the ruling, we are fine with it. We are fine as a party.
Okay.
We are fine with it.
When Awa said you already knew what the outcome of the judgment was going to be, and that's why he said he understood what you said earlier about the building blocks that the NDC has been putting for some time now, where you have the biometric system from...
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But his interpretation, his understanding of it is that you knew a day like this was going to come.
The history of the distance. But we have supported it. our distance. That was our...
So it's like
no, he said he
corroborates what we're saying.
He says that somehow you knew that this judgment was going to happen.
Do you go to court to lose?
Yes,
do you go to court to lose?
No, not at all, to win.
So you went to court.
He's telling us that
they
went to court. Oh,
no, but they joined the suit.
Listen, I'm telling you that we were second defendants.
In the suit, yes. And we're confident that you win.
You have to go. You have to respond. Okay? And we send our response.
All right.
And we're saying that in our response, this is how we want it.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Okay.
And so that is our position. But you went to, you are all over the place. You say you want an appeal for one to.
Okay.
Then what are you going there to do?
Oh, they are confident that they will win.
So what are you? I will tell you. What do you want? What kind of outcome
so are you also going to do same? Are you waiting for the full judgment?
Yes, the full judgment. Then Gary will brief the National Executive Committee. Then they will also send it to the National Council, which is the second decision highest
of the party.
Then
so that you can have another presidential election.
They will make not presidential election.
You won't do
presidential
another
election is over. But the only thing, it didn't take retrospective
effect. But if you want to use this system to run presidential election for MPP, do you know that His Excellency Alhaji Bawumia wouldn't have won?
Oh, how?
He would have lost. How? They won't vote for him.
Look at the
party who don't vote for him.
Okay.
They are the grassroots people.
No, vote for him. They will vote for
station executives. They are those who voted for him.
Our constituency elections.
Okay.
Look at
it's not constituency.
Let me use the last 1 minute to read messages. If I want to send a message, I have to read. You too. All right. I want to go for national coordinator.
Oh, they will vote
for the MPP.
He's doing well.
I hope you support him. He said you have some money you'll be using to support people.
From here, I'm going.
Social democracy. You know how we do our things.
All right. So this one from Alhaji Suwari, who is a very good friend of mine. He's usually based in the States, but he's in Ghana now. He says, Senior Rashid Tanko has a point. Now, the MPP is capable of changing its position at any moment. Just yesterday, they alleged that some people within the NDC influenced Professor Frimpong Boateng and others to go to court to prevent Asidu Ketia from becoming the party's flag bearer. Less than 24 hours later, Awal is advancing the opposite position only to fall back on the claim that it is merely his opinion, even though he initially presented it as a statement of fact. Moreover, if you take propaganda out of politics, I'm not sure I'm not sure what would become of the MPP. Alhaji Suwari from New York. He's a very good friend of mine. He's a fantastic guy.
He's my friend of Facebook.
Cool. He's a friend of Facebook. I'm sure you've been bantering.
Yeah.
Mansa Musa says, Moro, this court rule may cure the current malpractice, but may not or will not cure the mystery for people that are really voting the wrong people. Now, this ruling will not cure dishonesty. I think instead of candidates and individuals personally funding delegates, why not the parties pay TNT and food? Flat rate for food and transport is paid upon presenting a receipt. This will clearly remove the blurred lines between inducement, vote buying, and genuine necessity of reimbursing delegates. And that's from Mansa Musa, Voice of London Radio. Now, good morning. My name is Alhaji Peter T. from Shukra. Moro, you will agree with me that enforcement of any law, either to widen or expand the electoral college to be legal or illegal, is a responsibility of the political parties. I want to suggest that it is suicidal for any institution to impose such idea or decision on political parties. But Moro, if this will persist to stand for its implementation, then I'm calling on those institutions that are suggesting these ideas to also cancel and reverse MPP's presidential primary. No, it's going to take a retrospective effect. That is asking for every party member to be given a voting right in choosing a presidential candidate. The law is the law. Now, this says that I'm sending you the biggest hug, the sweetest kiss and all my love today. Enjoy every moment. Beautiful. You deserve nothing but happiness. Happy birthday. But, Kiki, you didn't have the person's name, so how do I know who the person is, Kiki? Anyway, and then also, okay. Oh, okay. So, Lash of Age. Age where? Is it a hotel? Okay. All right. And also, Age Cafe. Okay, I hear you. So that's Lash of Age Cafe. That's a beautiful message from Kiki. You know how he feels about you, so it's not surprising. Now let me say a happy birthday to Reverend Jones Kofi Asari. Please, if you can put this picture up because our time is almost up. Reverend Jones Kofi Asari of Covenant Makers Church, Santa Maria, Accra, and that's coming from Justice Abeku Newton Affair. Justice Abeku Newton Affair is wishing Reverend Jones Kofi Asari of Covenant Makers Church, Santa Maria, Accra, a happy. Okay. All right. And that's from Justice Abeku Newton Affair to his pastor, Reverend Jones Kofi Asari of the Covenant Makers Church. Oh, you didn't put Reverend Jones Kofi Asari's picture on. Anyway, so... Okay. All right. So that's it. I guess that would have to end it here. It's actually from Lash of AH Cafe to who? All right. Yes. So it's from Lash to who? Let me know who Lash is extending this birthday dedication to. Is it to Kiki? Okay. All right. All right. So I guess that would have to end it here. Oh, so let me end with this. I beg you. Just one second. Now, this says the price flows for petrol and diesel. Oh, McLean, this one has nothing to do with what we talked about. So I beg you. So Musa, let me rather read this one. Musa Batwa Asawasi says, I respectfully disagree with the abolishment of the delegate system. The Supreme Court must clearly define who qualifies as genuine party member to prevent people from joining multiple parties and manipulating internal elections. Without clear rules, this could create chaos and undermine our democracy. In regards to Dr. Abubakar for aspiring National Vice Chair of the NDC. All right, Peter T from Shukura says that. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching another edition of Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Thanks to you, Mohamed Awal, a member of the MP's Communications, and also Sofu Rashid Computer. He is the boss, the CEO of the Ghana Investment and Electronic Communications. And that's a GIFEC. He's also Deputy Director of Elections and IT of the ruling NDC.
Yes, good morning.
You sneaked in at some point, but I have to stop you in your tracks.
We had to speak
now it's your time.
It's good. It's
yes.
good. I mean, we were speaking to you.
What do you... always okay.
And I said to you, I can.
Okay.
Technical team is trying to share their feelings this morning.
Oh my mind, etumpon.
So we're going to be very quick this morning about this. Honorables, good to have you this morning. But then before you go, I just want to find out from the both of you whether you can sing 2 lines of your school's seniors high school's anthem. Just 2 lines.
2 lines. Whoa.
Just 2 lines.
I can't. Hey, I can't.
You can't?
No, I can't.
I like the fact that you've given up.
I can't.
And our very honorable computer man, please, how about you? You have forgotten.
Some 35 years ago, I can't.
You have forgotten. So this is the situation that we have. I mean, when it comes to the national anthem, this are some of the experiences we tend to get. So I said to myself that I was going to put you guys on the spot to see whether you can sing your senior high school's anthem, but then unfortunately it didn't work that way. So the school's homecoming. Thank you very much once again, Moro, and then your very dignified panelists this morning. The school's homecoming in some few moments to on Metro TV. So let's take a break. When we come back, I'll introduce our guest, and then we can start talking about those days when we were in senior high school.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform